Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve another important array coding problem. It's on Leetcode 33550 array transformation 1. So this is a medium complexity array coding problem, and I recently came across this problem. It's worthwhile to take a look into this problem. It's quite important problem to solve. So that's why I'm creating this video. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel now. On this channel, we create videos to help others in their coding and Java interviews, and more than 500 different solved coding problems are here for you on this channel that can help you in your interview preparation. All important coding questions varieties are covered there, so don't forget to check out the playlist after you watch this video. So first we are going to go through this problem, understand this problem first with some examples. And then we'll discuss the logic, how to approach and solve this problem. You are given an integer array nums of length n and a 2D array queries where queries I is equal to li ri. For each queries I, you can select a subset of indices in the range li to ri. Decrement the values of the selected indices by 1. So these operations we are allowed to perform. Okay. A zero array is an array where all elements are equal to 0. Return true if it's possible to transform nums into zero array after processing all the queries sequentially. Otherwise, return false. So this is what the problem statement says. So we'll be given the nums array and the queries array, and their length will be between 1 to 10 raised to 5. So they can be very large arrays. So we have to write and implement efficient solution to solve this problem, right? Okay, and the operation is you can select a subset between that two indices that is given in the range, right? So let's take a look at what the exact the problem they are saying, so it will be more clear. So first we'll understand the problem better, and then we will discuss the solution, right? So this is, for example, one input array that is given to you, right? And this is the queries. So there are three queries given to you, right? So I just took the same array here. So this is the same array, and I just wrote the indices here, right, on the top. Okay. So what they are saying is you can choose now in this range, they will give you two indices 0 to 4, right? 0 to 4, you can choose any indices and you can decrement them by 1, any subset. For example, I can just choose this subset 2 and 3, right? Because it's from 0 to 4, and I can decrement this by 1. So I can decrement it by 1, so it will become 0 and 1, right? So I can choose any indices basically, right? And I can decrement them by 1. What is my goal? My goal is to form zero array from this array. So this is what I want to form, basically a zero array, right, from the given array by performing those range operations, correct? So let us go through this example so that you first understand what they are saying, right? So 0 to 4 means you can see that these are my indices, right, from 0 to 4. So this is my range. I can choose anything and I can decrement them by 1, correct? I can decrement them by 1. So let's say I am choosing first I am choosing this index. So I just chose one index. I can decrement this by 1. So I decremented it by 1, so it became 0, right? Then I chose these three indices, right, because I'm allowed to choose any subset, correct? Because that's what they have given us. You can take a look here. So select a subset of indices within the range, right? So I can choose any subset. So now I chose this subset. I will decrement this by 1. So what it will give me? 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, correct? Okay. And this one is already 0. So I'm just writing that 0 here. So after my operations, this is what I have right now. This is my array that I have, correct? Okay. Obviously, my goal is to get this 0 array by using the range operations. So now next time I have a range 2 to 4 available. So I can choose anything between this range 2 to 4, correct? 2 to 4 is this one. I can choose any subset and I can decrement by 1. So I am choosing these two values, right? 3 and 4 index, and I will decrement by 1. So I will get 0 here and I will get 1 here. So you got it, right? And other things I'll just as it is, I'm just writing it here. So this is where our array is after we perform this second operation, right? So now we are here basically. Now in the third operation, I am allowed to choose anything from 3 to 5 index, right? So these are my 3 to 5 index, right? So this is my 3 to 5. I can choose any subset now from this, right? So I am just going to choose this value. I'll reduce it by 1, so it will become 0, correct? So this is how we can get the 0 array from the given array by applying those operations. So we are able to get that array, correct? So it means that we will return true, right? You will return true because you are successfully able to get that array by applying the operations, correct? So this is what the problem says. So now you understood with this example that our goal is to transform the original given array into 0 array by applying the range operations, right? So now you understood the problem clearly. So let's take this example again, same example, but now we will understand how we can approach and solve this problem, right? So one thing, if I know for any index, right? For example, I want to reduce this 3 value to 0, right? This 3 value I want to reduce to 0. So it means that in these ranges, I should have that index 3 at least 3 times. Then only I can do that. Do you agree or not? It should at least come there 3 times. Then only I can reduce it to 0, because every operation in the range operation, I can reduce it by 1. It means that 3 index should come at least 3 times in these ranges, correct? So 3 index is coming here, yes, it's between 0 and 4, it's coming here, yes, between 2 and 4, and 3 and 5, yes. So it means that 3 is coming there 3 times. So it means that there I can reduce this 3 to 0. So this is an important thing to understand, right? So if I know for every index, I can if I know this thing, then I can definitely tell if it is possible or it's not possible, correct? So for example, we have seen the third index. Let's talk about the second index at this position, right? Not third index, this index itself is value 3 basically, right? Value 3. So it means that I can only reduce it if, so let me just write down so it will be more clear, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are total 7 numbers here, right? So if I want to, let's say we were talking about index 4, which is value 3. So it means that the index 4 should come there at least 3 times, right? So I by mistake said 3, I think first, but index 4 should come 3 times. So is it 4 here? Yes. 4 is here? Yes. 4 is also between 3 and 5? Yes. So 4 is coming 3 times. It means that I can reduce this 3 to 0 by performing that operation. So this point is clear to you now. Similarly, I can check for index 3, which is value 2. Index 3 is value 2. Is 3 coming here at least 2 times? 3 is coming here? Yes. 3 is coming here? Yes. And 3 is also coming here? Yes. Correct? So it means that I can reduce that 3 to 0. Basically, that 2 to 0 is possible. I can apply that operation and reduce this 2 to 0 basically, correct? Okay. So same thing, right? So for every index, if I know, I can tell if I can reduce that array into 0 or not, right? Okay. So now let's hide this one. So now we'll discuss how we can now how will we know that actually. So we will use something similar to prefix sum approach, right? So prefix sum approach we will use for that. So what it means is, let's say we will create one array from 0 to 7. Let's say the array will be 0 in the beginning, nothing is there, right? It's just an array. Now, whenever I am processing this range operation, what I will do is I need two things in the so that I can calculate the prefix sum. What two things I need? I will put one in the beginning of the range. So range starts at 0, right? Range starts at 0. So I will put 1 here, and range goes until index 4. So range goes until index 4. So 4 is here. So after that I will put -1, which is index 5. Why I am doing this? Because I want to calculate prefix sum, so that I know the demarcation basically of the range, right? I know the demarcation, what range I am looking at, correct? And it will be more clear once we look into the complete example. So let's just so let's just right now assume that this is for demarcation. So I put 1 here, I put -1 here, right? Because I'll calculate prefix sum. So I am done with this first range. I will do the second range, 2 to 4. Again same thing, I'll go to index 2, I'll put 1 here, and index 4 index 4 is this one, so I will go to the next, right, next, and I will subtract -1 from that. So I will put -2 here because it was -1 already, right? So -1 will become -2. So this is for a prefix sum, right? Okay, so now we will go to the next range. So next range is from 3 to 5. So I'll put 1, which is starting point, and 5 means I will go to index 6 and I'll subtract -1. So for 6 I will put -1 here. So far so good, right? You understood that I am just demarcating basically. So for this one, I have a starting here and I have a ending here, basically previous to this one, right? And as I said, it will become more clear once we finish this example, okay? And you will understand why we are doing this. So right now we are finished with our queries. This is where our array is. This is our current array. Now we are going to calculate a prefix sum from this. So what prefix sum is? So you just take this first value as it is, don't do anything with this, right? And go and calculate prefix sum. So 0 plus 1 is 1, right? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, right? So you are with me? 3 plus 0 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, and 0 plus 0 is 0. So this is how we have calculated the prefix sum. So this is the prefix sum array now, right? By using the operations, these operations, right? So this one array we got as a prefix sum of array. So what this array is telling us is how many times for that index, how many times you can perform that operation. Okay, I will repeat this for you. It is telling us how many times you can perform the decrement operation for that index. For 0 index, I can perform the decrement operation 1 time. For 1 index, I can perform decrement operation 1 time. You can look into these queries. You will see that only 0 and 1 you can do only here. And that it means that you can only do it 1 time, right? What about 2? The 2 I can do decrement operation 2 times. As you can see, 2 will appear here, 2 will also appear here. So it means that I can perform that decrement operation 2 times. So I'm just doing a prefix sum basically. 3, it means that for index 3 I can do the decrement operation 3 times because index 3 will come in all of them. 3 comes in all of them. It means that I can perform the decrement operation 3 times there. So you are with me, right? That's why we have calculated this prefix array, sum array, right? This 3 times means 4 also is coming 3 times here. 4 comes here, 4 comes here, and 4 also in this range. So 3 times I can perform operation on that index 4 basically. What operation we will perform? Decrement 1 operation, correct? Index 5 1 time here, correct? Index is 6 is 0 times because there is no index 6 here, and index 7 is we have to do this because we are calculating the prefix sum and for our logic that I'll show you in the code, right? So this one extra thing we will require it. So now once you get this prefix sum array, right, now you can easily go and take a look at the original array. So this is your prefix sum array, right? This is your this is your prefix sum array. Now you can tell by looking at each index if you can reduce that corresponding index in original array to 0 or not. How? Because for example, can I reduce this 1 to 0? Yes, because my prefix sum has 1. It means that I am allowed to do one operation. So I can reduce it to 0. This is already 0, so I don't have to worry about it. What about 2? 2 for 2 I have 2 operations available, so yes, I can reduce it to 0 because I only need one operation to reduce it to 0, right? Yes. Now for 3 I want to reduce this 2 to 0, so I will need at least 2 operations, but I already have 3 operations available, right? So it means that I can reduce it to 0. How about these 3? Index 4, yes, these 3 also I can reduce it to 0 because it already has 3 operations available for reduction, right? So these 3 I can make it 0. 5 and 6, it doesn't matter, they are already 0. It means that I can actually take this array and convert it into a 0 array. So I will return true, basically, correct? So this is how we can use prefix sum approach to solve this problem, 0 array transformation 1, right? So you understood, I hope you understood this clearly with this detailed explanation and how it works basically, right? And this demarcation, we have done this -1 logic because we want to calculate the prefix sum. The prefix sum will tell us for each index how many maximum operations of reduction will be available, right? And I shown you how that prefix sum came, right? So you take this one as it is and you start adding it, like for this index you will start adding 1 plus 0 will give you 1, 1 plus 1 will give you 2, 2 plus 1 will give you 3, 3 plus 0 will give you 3, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, and 0 plus 0 is 0, right? So this is how that prefix sum array came, right? And it actually helps us out in the way that for each index, now we know that how many values maximum we can reduce, correct? You got it, right? So that's how you can solve this problem. So now we will go to the Java code, so it will be more clear for you. So this is the Java code for the same. So is zero array is what we are implementing. Nums and queries are given to us. First we will take n, which is a length of the nums array, and we will create one array of n plus 1, right? N plus 1 we will create. After that, we will take each query, we will read this left and right indexes, which is essentially a range, right? It's a range basically. And what we will do, array of L we will increment, and array of R plus 1 we will decrement by 1. That's why this, because of this plus 1 we need this n plus 1, okay? And why we do this by plus 1, as I explained you in that example, we want to do the demarcation. So if it is ending at this position 4, I will put 1 at position 5, because it's a demarcation and it helps me to find out the correct prefix sum basically, right? When I calculate the prefix sum, that's why. So now once this for loop is done, so what this for loop is doing here is, this is what it is doing basically. So one by one it is doing it. So for first iteration, then second iteration, then third iteration. Because why 3 iteration? Because there are 3 queries, right? So after 3 iteration you have this array, right? Okay, so I will remove this color so it will be more clear for you. So after 3 iteration you have this array basically, correct? Now you got that array here. Now we have to calculate the prefix sum. So that's what we will do next, right? So here we are calculating the prefix sum. I is equal to 1, I is less than array dot length, I plus plus. So array of I is equal to array of I plus array of I minus 1. So previous element plus current element, we are taking sum, right, and putting it into array of I. So exactly what I shown you here. So this is the prefix array you will get. Let me remove this. So this is the prefix array you will get, right? This is the prefix array you get. And this prefix array tells us for each index actually how many maximum operations you can perform for that index, right? Now you know both the things. Now you have to just do one thing. You have to go through the given array and you have to check if the nums I is becoming more than the array of I. It means that you have not enough operations to make it 0. I'll repeat it. It means that you don't have enough operations to make that index to 0, because your nums I is more than what your operations are basically, correct? So in that case you directly return false. For example, if instead of this 3, if this value is 5, then it means that you have only 3 operations of reduction, so there is no way you can make this 5 to 0, correct? Maximum you can do 3 operations and it will still reduce to 2, but there is no way you can make it 0 basically, right? So in that case you will return false, right? If you come out of this for loop, it means that you are successfully able to reduce all those given numbers into 0. It means that you successfully got the 0 array. You will return true, right? So this is how you can write down this prefix sum code to implement the logic that I explained you. So we'll run this against the test cases, make sure it works. And the code works correctly, test cases are passed. Submit this code to the Leetcode, make sure it gets accepted. And as you can see, it's accepted with 88.27%, which is a pretty good code for this problem. To solve this problem, 3355 zero array transformation 1, and I hope you completely understand the prefix sum logic with this example and explanation. And if you like this logic and as well as this whiteboarding session, then please give it a thumbs up to this video, give it a like to this video, subscribe to this channel. Your subscriptions are very helpful and for this and supportive for this channel, so please consider subscribing it and click on the bell notification icon. We create awesome videos like this one for you, so that you won't miss all of those good videos, right? And share this video with all your friends and colleagues, so they will also learn about this channel. They will also watch and learn from these videos different techniques of problem solving and programming. More than 500 solved problems are here for you on this channel. That includes all important coding questions varieties such as BFS, DFS, graphs, matrices, binary search trees, binary trees, problems related to different data structures such as stacks, queues, priority queues, hash set, hash map, Dijkstra algorithm, dynamic programming, recursion, memoization. So everything is here for you that is important from coding interview perspective. So keep watching these videos. You will definitely learn a lot from this channel. And thanks for watching this video and have a great day ahead.